Hello, my name is Kate Wakeling and I am a poet. And I'm really excited today because I'm going to share a poem with you. We're going to have a quick think about that poem and then you're going to have the chance to write some poems of your own. So the poem I'm going to share is from my book Cloud Soup and it's called Some Other Names for Rain. Some other names for rain. I call you the eyelash rinser and window pane racer. I call you cloud soup. I call you the tongue tickler, sock seeper, hair hassler and ankle surpriser when paired with a passing car. I call you sky spittle. I call you leaf polisher. I call you the pavement drummer and umbrella summoner. I call you a brigade of micro-water bombs having a skirmish with the lawn. I call you the puddle artist who will only draw circles. I call you a sprinkle of ocean far from home. So I wonder if you might want to take a moment now to have a think about any of the bits in the poem that you liked, anything that interested you, anything that confused you, anything you thought was a bit gross, anything you thought was really appealing. And I wonder if you can notice any sounds in the poem that connect in any way. They might rhyme or half rhyme or start with the same sound, so a bit of alliteration. So for me, I absolutely love playing with sound in my poems. I kind of almost try and think of them like a bit of music. And I did lots and lots of play with sound in this poem, so I wonder when you're looking through if you can spot any of the moments when you thought I might have been having fun with the sounds in this poem. Hello again. So you might have noticed in the poem that there are lots of two-word descriptions. Eyelash rinser, window pane racer, tongue tickler, sock seeper, hair hassler. In fact, lots and lots of the poem is made up of these little two-word ideas. And I borrowed this idea from something in Old English a long time ago called a kenning. And a kenning is just like the two-word descriptions here. They're kind of an unusual or a surprising, almost a riddle-like description of something. And in fact, I thought I might set you a very quick challenge. These are two kennings from the times of Old English, when Old English was spoken. And see if you can figure out what they refer to. They're something perhaps not quite what you expect. So the first is whale road. Could a whale road be? I think this is before the time of cars. So what could a whale road be? And then what might a bone house be? So have a think if you can crack those riddles. So the answer to those kenning riddles, a whale road is actually an ocean. And bone house is the body, like house of bones. Which is, I guess, one way of thinking about what human body is. Don't worry at all if you didn't crack them. I'm not sure I cracked them the first time at all. But today we're going to come up with some kennings of our own, some kind of riddle-like descriptions. And we're going to write our own poems, but these poems are going to be called Some Other Names for Sunshine. Okay, so just for now, park the idea of kennings just somewhere useful in your brain because we're going to come back to that very soon. But right now I want you to make a list, and it might be something you want to do as a whole class or in pairs or on your own. And this list, when we're thinking about sunshine, is just going to be what is some stuff that sunshine does? What happens in the sunshine? What kinds of things do you do when the sun is shining? So on your list you might have things like helps crops grow, and flowers bloom, and people play outside and have barbecues and eat ice cream. What other things does the sun do? Sunshine, it gives us light. So see if you can make a list of some stuff that sunshine does. And then just to check, because you may have these already in your list, but do you have some of the more negative things that sunshine does or is linked to? Have you thought about climate change and global warming and the way that the sun can burn skin and it melts ice cream and makes us hot, gives us sunstroke, things like that. So see if your list has both positive and negative things included. So now you have your list of things that sunshine does and things that happen in the sunshine. We're now going to start thinking more about the language, and we're going to think about how we might convert these quite plain descriptions into kennings, into something a little more magical. So how you might convert them is just have a think about them. So say one of your examples was that the sun gives us light. That could just turn into light giver. And if you were thinking about flowers blooming, then you could perhaps use the phrase something like blossom bloomer. And for barbecues, if you're thinking about the fact that we seem often to eat barbecues when the sun is shining, that could turn, so eat barbecues could turn into barbecue summoner. So you could have a quick look through your list and start letting those ideas brew about how you're going to turn those ideas into kennings. Then I've got one more thing to suggest. So I don't know if you remember in my poem, but I had a phrase that I repeated lots of times, which was, I call you. I call you the eyelash rinser and window pane racer. I call you cloud soup. And that refrain was kind of like the glue in my poem. It was the thing that let me get to the really interesting bit, which are the kennings, and the same in your poem. So you're really welcome to borrow this phrase, I call you, if you like, and how you lay out your poem. And one more thing to consider, you might want to just use I call you followed by a kenning and then I call you followed by a kenning, but if you want, you could mix up the rhythm and the pacing of your poem and sometimes just do one kenning or perhaps 3 in a row, or something that's a bit longer as a description if you want to mix between kennings and other kinds of names for sunshine. It's totally up to you. This is your poem. So I'm giving you ideas and a bit of structure if you'd like to use it, but of course with poems you'd always feel free. So I hope you really enjoy writing your other names for sunshine, and I think you should be playful. I think you should really enjoy the sounds of your poem. I don't think this whole poem is a rhyming poem, but I'm sure there might be some fun rhymes you could slip inside in moments of your poem. Try and be original. See if you can come up with a kenning that no one has ever thought of before in terms of naming sunshine. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck. Bye bye.